So I just want to say, like, I guess people always say trigger warning or whatever. Um, it's gonna be mostly about just some of the violence that I've been through, particularly the physical violence that I've been through. And I'm just saying it because like, I never know what my kids might find or not find. I always say that a lot, but I do think it's important, and that it's like, well, for one, if anything ever happened to me, like, because I got pretty sick last time, so I'd like there to be something for them to look over maybe one day and see. Um, and I think going over certain stuff is important and it's real, but also it could be helpful to other people. I don't know if it will or it won't be. I don't know if people just drag me for filth for it, but I really don't care about that part. It's just kind of important a little bit that, I don't know, I guess they kind of know what I experienced or what I went through, like those tough things, so that they don't have to make those same choices or decisions, or maybe they know what to look out for. I'm not saying it just so to be like, oh, let me not, never grow, let me never mature because I went through something. It's more so just like, I don't want this for you. That's more like what it is. And that's how I feel for anyone watching the video, if they can relate. I don't want this for you. So, um, so let's just get to it. One of the first people that I was in a serious relationship with was quite abusive. Matter of fact, almost all my physical abuse came from this particular person. And they were arrested for some of the stuff that they did, but not all of it. And that's just the sad truth. A lot of people that assault people, and I'm not saying this in theory, I'm saying it because I did live in a shelter and also went to that shelter a lot with other abused people, and I've heard a lot of stories. And I'm just here to tell you, a lot of times by the time someone mentions it, brings it up, it's never the first time. Like, by the time they say something, it's not the first time, because usually people will write off a one-off. So by the time you're hearing it, it's not the first time. And anyway, just go and get back to the story. So he has done quite a bit. He hit me a lot. I had bruises on me like the size of my hand, and for reference, that's the size of my hand. It's about the size of my head, and I do not have a small head. I remember I was able to get a job change, so he could not leverage his help as a means to keep being harmful to me. And that was one of the worst beatings I ever got. Leaving is definitely dangerous, and them thinking that they're going to lose their control or possibly face jail time now because what they were leveraging against you is no longer available, is quite traumatizing to them in some cases, as it was for him. And after not even 24 hours later, I ended up in the ER because at first I thought I was kind of okay. I thought it was just like any of the other beatings, but the pain, it was like I was swelling, like my muscles were slowly starting to swell. And I never forget being like leaning over to on the hospital bed because I could not get up there. I was physically too much pain, and the nurse had to take my bra off for me because I was on the brink of tears because I just could not, I couldn't do it. And they had to give me some muscle relaxers and stuff, and all these other things took place, and bruises just kept showing up. They were kind of hard to get to show because I'm not the darkest skinned person, but my bruises and my skin and trying to get a picture of what I had, it wouldn't work the best. So for the pictures that I did get, they were quite bad. What else did he do? I think the scariest things that he did were the things he would do to not leave marks. So he would squeeze my wrist very badly. To this day, I think I still do with carpal tunnel. I say think because I just try to ignore it when it happens, but for sure, like, there are times where it's so bad I do have to wear a brace. Like, I have like 2 or 3 different kind of braces for my wrist from the harm that he did, squeezing me like that. He would do a lot of squeezing things. Like the amount of times that he had me like this, I couldn't even count. I couldn't even count. The tossing me around, throwing me into the walls and stuff. And it's amazing how people can hear all that, whether I had a roommate or not, and whether, no one wants to get involved. Or we look out for family, because he was very much so still able to go home to his family, even after being arrested for it. Some stuff just should not be protected. Predators should not be protected. But that's just how I feel, Might be a little biased. I had a TV chucked into my abdomen. That one was really painful. I was not expecting that, and it caused such a pain that I had tingling all like in my abdomen, in my back. It was weird, felt like just cool tingling. I imagine he just damaged some of my nerves or something. Plus I was nauseous, and just overall, like, it hurt. What's the other thing? And squeezed, choked. Oh, of course stuff has been thrown at me. That one sucked. I've been hit in the face with a few things. I had my leg shut in a door. I had to go to the hospital for that one. I had a lump in my leg for quite a while from that one too. And so I will just tell you, I think the first thing I want to say is just do not stay if you don't have to. It sounds pretty to say you don't stay, period, but some people, when you're, I'll explain that in a second. So do not stay if you do not have to. And do not let people isolate you either. Do not let your vulnerable situation be turned against you as fuel, because it sounds pretty to be like, oh, once it happens one time, leave. And a lot of times the reason they do it is because they know they can get away with it. It usually starts off with something small, and then they just build up and build up from there. It just keeps going from there. Because it's like they see what they can get away with, and a lot of people in human nature have habits, and they have ways that they cope with things, and we have patterns. And so once we do something and it starts to become part of us, we have a hard time to stop doing it. And that's the same thing for people that harm other people. Even when you watch like crime shows, they tend to always get caught because they just don't know when to stop. And that's similar. Like, somehow, quote unquote, getting away with it makes a person think, oh, I can do more. Is a very addictive behavior that humans have. So it will get worse. And the more they see you going through the trouble to hide it, the more they feel like they don't even have to hide it, because you're going to do the work for them. So I will also say, don't give up anything that would help you stay safe. So your education, employment, financial stability, don't do that. It makes you an easy target, because now you have nowhere to go, no one to call, none of that. And like pretty sure I mentioned before, leaving is very dangerous, because for one, they're going to be losing all the control that they had, and two, there's that fear that now you can have them face prosecution for what they did. They don't know what pictures you got, but they might know about hospital visits, they might not. And that I don't know factor of how much trouble they can get in will make them lose their mind. It's crazy. They could care less about you, but best believe they care about themselves, and thinking that they may have to face judgment for stuff can be incredibly damaging and dangerous. look out for a lot of wordplay, a lot of bait and switch, a lot of flipping roles, where if you say yes, you're in trouble. If you say no, you're in trouble. They'll try. They have a way to make you feel bad, no matter what your answer is going to be. They will make themselves the hero under the circumstance and then play victim under another. So I'll give an example of this. People that swear they'll put you in a bad situation. They'll swear they're the hero for saving you in that situation, and then at the same time they'll play victim for having to help you in a situation that they put you in. It can be so many mind games, and all you're looking for is just some peace, just for it to go away.